Hmm. Okay, so you all can see the screen, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, great. So today we'll be discussing about a condition called as scoliosis. So when we take the term scoliosis, how to say, in one way to put it, nowadays what happened in this younger generation, yeah, especially in this 20K kids, yeah, 9K kids and 20K kids, yeah, what is happening? They are too much addicted to this technology, yeah, computer, yeah, cell phones, yeah, they are more into social platforms, yeah. When we take about 8K kids or 9K kids, they're very active. You know, they used to go out, play some games in the road. Yeah, they play, they're very active. Yeah, in interaction. But when you take these 2K kids, most of them, yeah, into their phone, Instagram, yeah, WhatsApp, Facebook, yeah, YouTube, finished already their life and their entertainment, mostly in the virtual reality. So what does it give? What feedback does it give to them? Yeah, you see, not sitting properly, every time leaning forward and sitting, yeah, not active exercises to back muscle, only eating. So what happens? This type of habits and lifestyle, what does it give to the people in as outcome? Outcome, they will have what very weak back muscles, yeah, which can lead to, yeah, very constantly, yeah, not being in a proper position once again can give problem in the cervical region, lumbar region, yeah. We also discussed about condition called as osteochondrosis, yeah. So maybe patient can develop osteochondrosis in some aspect, yeah, and also patient will have what problem in posture, yeah. So today we'll be talking about a condition called as scoliosis. So here we can see two person, exactly the same people, yeah. When the person is going to be looking in a normal way and when the patient is going to have a deformation, yeah. So of course, you know, the physiological curvatures that we have when we are born, yeah, we have only two curvature. We had curvature in the thoracic region, yeah, kyphotic, and what happened in the pelvic region. These are the two curvature that we had. We call them as a primary curvature. And as you come out of your mother's womb, yeah, when the child try to hold the head, in that time develops in the cervical region, your what happened, lordosis in the cervical region, yeah. By the time the child trying to walk, in that phase patient develops also what happened, the lordotic curvature in the lumbar region. So they are physiological thing. We'll see this material in the future. But what is happening here when there is excessive, when thoracic curvature has excessive kyphosis that we can see over here, yeah, what will happen? Patient is there are, and we can see here in the lumbar region once again what happened, excessive lordotic curve. When there is excessive kyphotic or lordotic curve happens, you can see in the patient is losing height. Is that no? So we already know, you know, you have curvatures in your sagittal plane, yeah. So here posterior curvature, yeah, we call it as kyphotic, anteriorly curving, it is lordotic, yeah. So it is in the anterior posterior plane. We have lordosis and kyphosis. Today's topic is focused on curvature that we're going to talk about when we have curvature on the curvature, in which what happened, we see deformation of vertebra in right to left, a lateral curvature. Understand, doctor? So anteriorly we have lordotic, posteriorly we have what, kyphotic. When we have vertebral curvature going on the side, we use the term called as scoliosis. Okay, doctor. So here we can see different postures that we can see. Yeah. In normal, how it should be. So what happens? So here there are different posture that is being explained over here. Yeah. So what are all the characteristics of this posture? We will come across. Yeah. So in a normal way, patient should be like this. Yeah. So what is characteristic of a, what is characteristics that if you are having a very good posture, what it should be? Your feet should be what happened, parallel to your shoulder, legs should be straight, belly should be tucked up, body in upright and angle inclination, the pelvis is around 45 degrees, shoulder back and lowered, yeah, shoulder blades are close to the spine, you will see arms hanging freely, head is straight, a chin and forehead are on the same vertical line. So this is approximately what we see if a patient is going to have a normal or physiological type of posture. Yeah. So in some condition, what happens, patient can have, you can see over here. Yeah. We can see in this condition, patient can have a flat back. Yeah. Flat back. Yeah. Where it should be ideal. It should be here. Here we see kyphotic, flat. Here we have excessive lumbar. lumbar curvature, and we can here we see scoliotic curvature, yeah, different postures. So what is happening here in this thing, flat back, yeah? And that means what happened? Your whole lordosis and kyphotic curvature is being reduced already, yeah? Or maybe patient has what excessive kyphosis, which is compensated by compensatory lordosis. So this can be a curvature, or maybe what happened? Dominant what happened? Thoracic kyphosis, where we call hunched spine, yeah. Or what happened? We can see what happened? Excessive lumbar lordosis. We can see bent spine. So these are all variants of what this curvature when we have what anterior posterior curvature. So we discussed what are the primary curvature. I told you, yeah, when you're born only with thoracic and pelvic curves. When the child start to bear the head, yeah, upright position, yeah, around 3 to 4 months time, yeah. In that case, what happened? Cervical section has trying to develop, and what happened when the child trying to walk? Yeah, we have the lumbar curvature being developed already. Yeah, so here we see these curves already. So when we talk about scoliosis, so it includes very less amount, yeah, but it is also very big amount, 1.9% of orthopedic disease. So mostly what happened? We can detect scoliosis in children, in the school children, in pupils 10 to 14 years of time. I believe when you studied in schools, yeah, they will have like some, I don't know, non-commercial organization. Doctors come and check you whether you have flat foot or not. In the same way, they also screen whether you have deformation of your thorax vertebra or not, and they're trying to put some diagnosis and trying to give you prophylaxis idea. So from here we can see, go to definition. What is scoliosis? Scoliosis is a lateral angulation. So simple, right or left side it is moving. A lateral angulation of what vertebra more than 10 degrees or more. This is called a scoliosis. Next thing, we have to define what is scoliotic disease. What is scoliotic disease? Scoliotic disease is a complex of syndrome. So it is there is a very big difference between simply scoliosis and scoliotic disease. So what are the components of scoliotic disease? In scoliotic disease, what will happen to the vertebra? Vertebra is not going to have curvature in the frontal plane. Yeah, it is not going to have lateral curvature, but it also will have what? Anterior posterior curvature also can be there. Then vertebral body will undergo torsion. There is torsion of vertebral bodies, which leads to, if vertebral bodies are going to undergo torsion in the thoracic region, there will be deformation of thoracic cage. In the future, it develops what happened? Coastal humpback, which leads to an asymmetricity of your thoracic cage. In the future, will develop what happened? Secondary impairment of what? Cardiovascular and respiratory conditions, the system, yeah, which this whole condition is called a scoliotic disease. I hope you understood the definition. Yeah, doctor, any questions so far?
No, doctor.
Great. So we can classify scoliosis into two groups. Okay, basically two groups. One is structural scoliosis. Another one, we call it as non-structural or functional scoliosis. Structural, so in the bracket it is given morphological. Yeah. So what do you mean by structural? You know, it is morphologically. That means what happened? Scoliosis developed. It is also a variant of what? Congenital type of scoliosis. Understand, doctor? So here scoliosis developed because of what? Anatomical abnormalities or anomalies of what happened, of this support structure of the spine. So the child is born. So we also call it as what happened? We also call it as what happened? A congenital type of scoliosis. Understand, doctor? So here the issue of this congenital type of scoliosis was born with this problem. Clear, doctor? So born with this anomalies. So examples of structural scoliosis, that is congenital variant of scoliosis. So here we can see, here I'm highlighting few anomalies that is very common, that you should know this name at least. Klippel-Feil syndrome. What is Klippel-Feil syndrome? The child has what happens? Synostosis. All the cervical vertebrae are fused together. If you see the patient head, and then after that there is body already. Neck is very short. Understand, doctor? And there is what? Limitation of movement, like crocodile, yeah, moving. No, not like you. You can turn your head to the right and left, yeah, but not here. This thing is absent already. One more condition that we can see over here in a child is called a Sprengel's deformation. So here in the Sprengel's deformation, the deformation is happening because what happened? There is dysplasia of shoulder blade. You can see here the shoulder blade, here the shoulder blade. So very common, you can see over here. Shoulder blade in the child like this, you see inferior angle of scapula, medial lateral angle of the scapula, how it is, yeah. So here the scapula is being deformed. So because of dysplasia of the shoulder blade, patient develops what? Scoliosis. So once again, this is a structural scoliosis. This cannot be altered. Understand, doctor? Understood. What is the reason? So some of the other reasons here that we can see. So when vertebra is ossifying, yeah, you can see partial unilateral failure in the formation of vertebra, maybe complete unilateral failure, maybe here unilateral failure and unilateral separation, or maybe what happened? Bilateral separation. So all these things are triggering factor to develop this structural scoliosis. So I hope you understand what is structural scoliosis, right? So structural scoliosis problem is where? Anomalies, problem in the vertebra itself, development of the vertebra itself. Understood, doctor? Next type of scoliosis, very common, that we can see if you try to see if we have how many students are here, 149 students currently here. Yeah, if we screen you, maybe like 2 in 5 people will have scoliosis. You understand? So what type of scoliosis is this? This is called functional scoliosis. First example of functional scoliosis, so that we can see over here. You see the patient stands. See, when patient stands, yeah, from the posterior view, you see the iliac crest, how it is, yeah. One part of the iliac crest is low when compared with the another part of the iliac crest is high. You see, it goes like this, tilting, it is like this. Do you know why this patient is having scoliosis? Do you know why this patient has scoliosis? Doctor, do you know why this patient is having scoliosis? Hello? Hello, hello?
No, sir.
Huh? No. Think and tell me why. What do you think from the picture? You see, when patient is standing, scoliosis is present. When sitting, the vertebra become normal.
Congenital shortening of the limbs, maybe?
No, not necessarily congenital. Yeah? Maybe some reason. Yeah. So one limb is shorter. Yeah. Which limb do you think is shorter?
Femur.
Huh?
Femur.
Which limb is shorter?
In this case, it's right leg.
Sir, it's because
left leg.
when we are sitting, both sides is in the same level.
Yeah. Yeah. So in this patient, what is happening? This limb, yeah, this limb is shorter than this limb. Yes or no? So when patient is standing, what happens? So this limb is short, so this part of the hip is down. Yeah, this limb may be normal in height. So because of that, what happened? There is a tilt. But when patient sits, what happened? This external factor. When patient is sitting, what happened? This external factor, yeah, is removed. Yes or no? So what happened? Patient has what? Ideal. Yes or no, doctors? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So you understood what one variant? You understood this thing, doctor. You understood this component.
Yes,
So
doctor.
this is a variant, yeah. So in this patient, what to do? What to do with this patient? Can we do something to this patient or not? What do you think?
We can compensate the difference of the limbs
Yeah. How?
and with special shoes, for
Very
example.
good. Yeah. Very good. So here simply is what you wear orthopedic shoe to correct this height, 2 centimeter or 3 centimeter. Yeah. Orthopedic shoes, one leg, another leg. Automatically the height is corrected and patient will have good gait. You understand? Patient is going to walk properly. If you take this patient, if patient is not going for correction, yeah, with orthopedic shoes, what will happen every day when patient is going to walk? What happens? Patient is going to have abnormal gait. Yes or no? He is going to what? Go when walking, yeah. Every time he'll be walking like, no, what cartoon character? I don't know, yeah. He'll be like juggling to the right and the left also, not only moving forward, yeah. So this is good for a while, for 1 month, 2 months, maybe 1 year, it is okay. But if it is going to prolong for a longer time, what it will trigger? It will trigger this functional scoliosis will become a permanent scoliosis, and plus what happens? Patient will have a problem in the lumbar region, like patient will develop what? Intervertebral disc disease, yeah, in the lumbar region. Understand, doctor? patient will have other problems. So it has to be corrected. Understood, doctor? One more thing that is common in like, for an example, practically to tell with you all. Yeah, some people in your group may be, in your batch may be right-handed. Yeah, or some people might be left-handed. Yeah, you go to gym and train only right part of your body, and you don't work out on the left part of your shoulder or whatever thing. What will happen? One side of your body will have what? Strong muscle. Another side will have what? Weak muscle. Yes or no? So what will happen? So one more reason is what happened. If you are going to have strong muscles in this region, what happened? It's going to pull the vertebra to this direction. Yes or no? Because what happened? There is dystonia. There is what? When we talk about strength of these two regions, there is dystonia. So it will pull. So you might have a scoliosis like this. So in this case, in that patient, what to do? Patient should go for what? Medical exercise therapy, yeah, to train, and electromagnetic stimulation to train the muscle in this region, yeah, and equalize the strength. And what happened? Our scoliosis will be corrected. Understood, doctor? So functional scoliosis can be corrected by non-surgical methods. And what happened? Understood, doctor? By non-surgical method, to know the reason, we can correct the scoliosis. But a question mark. If we don't correct this functional scoliosis, leave it for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, this functional scoliosis will become already structural, which we cannot correct it by non-operative methods. Understood?
Yes, doctor.
I hope you understood. Yeah, these two variants. Yeah, so this is being explained over here. So we discussed this one. Yeah, it is idiopathic scoliosis. We don't know the reason. Yeah, congenital. Yeah, and secondary causes. So etiology. Yeah, it can be of secondary causes. What are the secondary causes? It can be infection, trauma. Paralysis, polio, so all these things can cause. So if you write diagnosis, we should try to write the diagnosis. It is, if you don't know, idiopathic, yeah, mainly this is the reason. Understand, doctor? Primary scoliosis, yeah. Next is what? Congenital or secondary, if it is after any trauma. Understood, doctor? So you write the etiology. Next, talking about main pathogenesis of scoliosis is epiphysiolysis of the vertebral disc. Yeah, so primary growth disturbances and disturbance in muscle balance. So these are the two main factors causing what happened? Imbalance, which triggers what happened? Scoliosis. Yeah, plus which allows to develop what happened? Torsion, bending, wedge strip deformation in the vertebra. Where it can, so here when we talk about level of deformation, it can happen at any level. So deformation can happen in cervical to thoracic region, it can happen to thoracic to lumbar region, or it can happen from cervical, thoracic, lumbar. All this component can be involved. Understand, doctor? So here, this is, so how it can be only one curve like C type, it can be double bend curve S type, or it can be one very big, what happened? C type of curve laterally. So it can be of different variants. Clear, doctor? That is being explained over here. So here we have old classification, King's classification. It has to be remembered here. Why it is remembered? So easy way to classify. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types of classification. So here in the King's classification, they have a line called a central sacral vertical line. So along the center of the sacral bone, we draw a vertical line. And then we try to see. Here, what we can see here, both this curve is away. Here we see one lumbar vertebra is there. Here mainly we see predominant what happened thoracic curve. Here all the lumbar vertebra is in the midpoint. What happened? We see a dominant thoracic curve. Here only what happened? One vertebra is attached. There is what curve. Both thoracic and lumbar vertebra is present. In this one we see double bend. What happened? Thoracic curve. So this is type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 of King's classification of what? Lateral curvatures of the scoliosis. Understood, doctor? Understood. Next, we go to examination of the patient. So examination of the patient. So simply, yeah, doctor examines the patient. So when you see, look at the patient ankle joint. Look at the patient's what happened? Kneecap. Yeah. So look at the patient. What happened? Anterior superior iliac region. When you look at the patient, yeah, if everything is symmetrical, height component, yeah, scoliosis developed because of deformation of height can be removed. Yes or no? Yes or no? So when you look, you can easily, yeah. So here in this patient, we see limb almost all lower limb is same. So there is no triggering factor is not because of this thing. Next, from the back, yeah, what we can see, you see inferior angle of the scapula. It should be at the same level where here we see misalignment little bit. Yeah, Understand, doctor? When you, in a normal person, when your hands are down, your hands are freely hanging. Yeah, inferior angle of scapula should be at the same level, yes or no? So here we should check. Look at the xiphoid process. Yeah, where is the xiphoid process? Is it in the, is it going along the midline or it is curved? Yes or no? Look at the shoulder blades. How is it? Understand, doctors? Hello. This is when you see the patient anterior posteriorly. Yes or no? Anterior posteriorly. Then you go to the side of the patient. Yeah, look at the patient. How patient is having lordosis or kyphotic curve present or not. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So by inspection in scoliosis, by inspection itself, what happened? We can explore almost everything. Inspection gives more information. Yeah, so you will inspect. Next step. Yeah, so this is being explained over here. Next, we can ask a patient to do a test called as what happened. So here in this patient, yeah, you can see one more patient. Here you see where is this one? You see what happened to this thing. There is no what happened. There's dysplasia of shoulder blade. Yeah. Next thing, you ask the patient to do what? Adams bend forward test. So here in this case, what happened? Patient develops a coastal humpback. Understand, doctor? But when you when you stand, all vertebrae should be straight, and when you bend, also what happen? All your vertebrae should be what? Straight. Yes or no? Yes or no? So we'll check this thing here. Here in our victim, what happened? In our patient, what is happening here? In Adams bend forward test, what happened? The patient is bending forward, develops a coastal humpback or asymmetricity is being developed already. When we talk about pain syndrome, there is in scoliosis, there is no pain syndrome. Understand, doctor? If there is a pain syndrome present in a patient's scoliosis, you have to what? You have to go through a previous lecture about osteochondrosis, yeah, and check what is the factor that is triggering the patient to develop this condition. Understood? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So you should change. Is it because of what? Neuralgia, myalgia, yeah, lumbalgic pain, cervicalgia, yeah. So is it because of intervertebral disc problem? All this thing you remove, then only you can tell this patient, yeah, has scoliosis pain, yeah, scoliotic pain. Normally, no, backache pain is not a clinical picture of scoliosis. That is being explained already. Next, what else we can do? You can hang a pulp, yeah. You can see this instrument, yeah. So with a thread, yeah, wait with a thread. You know the thread is going straight, but our patient has what? Scoliosis, yeah. Maybe a measuring tape like this, what is being described over here. With this, you can rule out, yeah. So we discussed about this sign, yeah. In the Adams bend forward test, you see what? Coastal humpback, that is being shown already, yeah. Little bit coastal humpback. You see inferior angle of the, when patient is standing, what happened? Inferior angle of the scapula, yeah. It is being deformed, yeah. Normally it should be straight, but in our patient, yeah, it is already going somewhere, yeah. It is having curvature laterally to the right or to the left or something like that. So normal. So here we see S type of curvature and Adams bend forward test. We see in the late phase of this condition, you see what happened? Coastal humpback because of deformation. So after you do inspection, yeah, palpation, yeah, and after you diagnose, yeah, you can go for some instrumental method of diagnosis. Here, laboratory values are not going to give us any informative information. Yeah, we can't find scoliosis in laboratory finding. Yeah, maybe you want to study about some congenital condition, maybe, yeah, but here no. So here we can do instrumental studies. So what instrumental studies can be done? So here we can see photometry. Yeah, patient stands like a photo, yeah, with this screen which has this markers, yeah. With this markers, what happened? We can draw the margins and study how much, what happened? I told you, yeah, how much, what happened? Deformation is present in the patient, that can be studied. Next thing we can go is what happened? Computer optic, what happened? Topographic diagnosis, which will give us a clear picture, yeah. It assess the posture of the patient, yeah, asymmetricity of deformation. Yeah. This picture will give us more information. So can do this thing. Next is what happened? We have scoliometer. You place the scoliometer when patient bends. Yeah. So here we can talk about what happened. Degree of what? This coastal curvature that can be studied. Yeah. Best, cheap and best, yeah, is what happens? Spondylography, X-ray of your vertebra, yeah, cheap and the best. So you will do it, yeah, when patient is standing, yeah, you take spondylography of your whole, that means spondylography, your whole of your vertebra will be there in this X-ray film like this. So outcome, I will teach you how to measure these angles here. So outcome, yeah, so here we have a classification that we use here. It's called Chaklin's classification. They classified into first degree, second degree, third degree, and fourth degree. So you should know them until 10 degrees first, 11 to 25, yeah, 26 to 60, and more than 60. Yeah, is already fourth degree. Yeah, so you have 4 degrees of scoliosis. How to measure these angles? So different techniques are there. Yeah, so we have one technique by Ferguson. Yeah, what he tried to do. Yeah, you draw a line along the midpoints of this bones. Yeah, you draw a line along the midpoints of this bone and measure this curvature. Where this angle is meeting, you measure the angle. Understand, doctor? This is one variant. Lipman Cobb, what he tried to do, he tried to draw from below, from above, in the upper part here, below, from where the maximum curve started to happen here, from above, from where the maximum curve started, and we have to go outside the page and see where this angle is meeting. One more thing is done. So you see, sometimes this angle can go outside your graph or outside your X-ray. So what they have, one more technique, you draw a perpendicular line to this one, and you also draw a perpendicular line to this one. So where these two lines meet, you make this angle. This angle is equal to this angle. This is called what? Lipman-Cobb's method. Understood, doctor? Hello.
This is
So here, it is present here. Yeah, so you can measure this angle. Yeah, either you can prolong the line somewhere here and measure it. Yeah, so you can prolong this line. Yeah, you prolong down where you prolong down where you measure this angle. This angle is going to be equal to this angle. They are the same only. Yeah. So after you find this thing, yeah. So this is being explained. So the what I told you is explained over here. Yeah, so from where we should do upper end plate, we have to go above, lower end plate, we have to draw from the back where which vertebra is maximally tilting. Yeah, we should take not this vertebra. Yeah, from vertebra where maximum tilt is happened. From there, you try to take this angle. A is equal to angle B actually. So when we go through this Lipman-Cobb, we can put the classification according to Lipman-Cobb: first degree, second degree, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh degree. Yeah, so you mention which degree the patient is having. Now you might ask me a question, yeah, why we have to measure this degree, what is the use? Yeah, so for it is very informative. Why it is informative? We should know the degree, and we should know age of the patient, because age of the patient and degree of scoliosis will give us prognosis. So we have to assess in this patient's lifetime, will the scoliosis will progress or no? Understood, doctor? We should give to the, like for an example, now somebody finds his scoliosis, yeah, in you, yeah, they found scoliosis. Doctor should give you guarantee, will my scoliosis progress or it is going to be like this until my lifetime? Understand? So this thing. So what is the thing? So everything depends upon age of the patient. Yeah, why age of the patient? Because what happened? Our vertebra is growing. Yeah, when we are small, yeah, until 12 to 3 years of time, what happened? Vertebra doesn't mature. Yeah, so there is what still ossification of the bone is happening. Yeah, so if the philosophy of the or hypothesis or the concept is what happened when you are small age, yeah, until the bone maturity, if you have scoliosis, what will happen? That scoliosis curve is going to progress dramatically when you become an adult. And throughout your lifetime, it is going to progress more. But when you are already adult, where the bone growth already completed, if developed scoliosis, progression is very slow. Understood, doctor? So that is the concept that is being explained over here. So what is telling less than 30? Yeah, if your degree on one more, that is one more thing. So another thing, another prognosis, what if your scoliosis degree is less than 30, will not progress after your skeletal curve. So for an example, if somebody tells you have 10 degree scoliosis, it's not going to progress anywhere. It's going to be like that only. But if you have scoliosis from 30 to 50 degree, it will progress 10 to 15 degrees in a lifetime. But if you're going to have a scoliosis greater than 50 degree, it will progress 1 degree per year like that. If you're going to have more than 90 degree scoliosis, it is going to affect what? Cardiopulmonary function. Understand, doctor? Hello? Hello?
yes, sir.
So both two concepts you should think in your head, and you should remember when you see a patient with scoliosis. So less than 30 degree, happy, live happily, yeah. More than 30 degree, think about it. More than 50 degree, no, very bad, yeah. More than 90 degree, already this patient will already have what, cardiovascular or respiratory complaints. So one more technique, yeah, so we already finished already. Next thing, so we know, we studied how to measure what happened. Curvature is on the lateral side. Now we have to see whether there is torsion present in the vertebra or not. How to check the torsion present in the vertebra or not? So we have some techniques. So one technique is called as Mohs pedicel. Yeah. So you know, in a vertebra, if you take a vertebra, yeah, so there is what? Pedicel. Yeah. So there will be pedicel. You don't know. After that, only what happened? You have what your transverse process, spinous process. Is or no? So there is a pedicel here. Is or no? So this is a pedicel. Is or no? You know pedicel, yeah, in your vertebra. Hello. You will have what? One pedicel here, another pedicel here. Yes or no? So that's a pedicel over here. Understood? Hello. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
So what is this Mohs pedicel method? Yeah, they take the vertebral body, divide into you divide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines you draw. It divides it into 6 equal parts. In normal, what happens? The pedicel will be in the outer part of this blocks. So if pedicel moves to the first line +1, if it is going to go into the second space, it is +2. If it is going to the midline 3, and if it is crossing the midline, it is 4. So this shows what happened. Vertebra is rotating, a torsion. So this is one technique. Another technique is what happens. Same thing, vertebral body, you draw 5 lines, but here you take spinous processes, the Kopp spinous process technique. So what is this Kopp spinous process? So same thing, we divide into 5 lines, 6 quadrant, yeah, and we do. You see, it should be in the midpoint. Spinous process should be in the center, yeah. So here it is shifting to 1 +1, shifting to the second line, yeah, from the midpoint 2. It's disappearing. It is already 3. Understood, doctor?
Yes.
Understood these 2 techniques. So these 2 techniques helps us to find whether got torsion or not. So with this thing in your diagnosis, you will write not only what happened according to Chaklin, first degree, second degree, or Lipman-Kopp first degree or second degree. You will also write what happened torsions. Yeah, torsion according to what, either Kopp spinous process or Mohs pedicel technology. What happened? How many stars? +1, +2, +3, whatever thing you will take. Understood, doctor?
Yeah.
So here we can see a child, yeah, with what happened? Very big, what happened? Scoliosis. Yeah, with what happened? Deformation of a thoracic cage. And of course, in this child, what happened? For sure, they develop, a child will have what? Cardiovascular, respiratory insufficiency. Yeah, and what happened? Very bad prognosis because only the child will already such a big deformation. Next, we have to talk about mobility of the deformation. How mobile is this deformation? Yeah. So how to check it? Yeah. So here we take what happened? X-ray. In lateral inclination, see how patient is. We also take functional X-ray when patient is lying in a hyper extended way, lateral projection, hyper flexed. Understood, doctor? So when you are flexed, we take X-ray. When you extend, you take X-ray. Yeah. So with this thing, what we'll talk about a condition called a stability index. How flexible is your vertebra? Yeah. After this, we come to this conclusion. Yeah. We talk about a condition called a stability index. What is the stability index? 180 degree minus what happened? Degree of scoliosis when patient is in lying position divided by what happened when patient is in standing position. You understood lying position, there won't be very marked deformation, but when you stand, what happened? Of course, what happened? You stand on your own weight, yes, so there will be very marked deformation. Yeah, so here stability index, yeah, it should be what happened? Less than 1. Yeah, so when it is going to be more than 1, very bad prognosis, what happened? Poor prognosis, what happened? The vertebra will undergo what happened? Much more deformation. One more view, yeah, to study. One more view to study about what happened. Your coastal humpback. Yeah, in this view, you get a picture of coastal humpback. When you are planning the person for surgery, yeah, when you plan the person for surgery, it is better to take what happened. It is better to take MRI. Yeah, because MRI, or if patient has already cardiovascular or respiratory impairment, yeah, in this patient also good to take what happened MRI, because with MRI we can assess how far what happened the scoliosis impacted the internal organs. This is a very interesting study. This is a very interesting test. It is called as Razor test. Here in this Razor test, X-rays are taken, maybe X-ray randomly will be taken on a patient as different age group. Yeah, in different age group, in X-ray we can see ossification of iliac crest. You see ossification of iliac. This is a iliac crest. So at one age, what happened? Iliac crest only will be ossified 25%, 50%. That is 2. 75% 3, 100% what happened? It will be 4, and what happened? It will be fused completely 5. So this is called ossification of iliac crest. Understand, doctor? So in different age group of child, what happened? You will see iliac crest only this much. You will see later like this much iliac crest. It will go on. That is being described over here in this picture. Understood, doctor? So iliac crest ossification, it depends upon. So 0 means what happened? There is no iliac crest ossification. Then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 is when it is merged. Next, this is 1. Next thing is also what happened? We compare it with the degree of scoliosis. So 2 parameter. One is ossification of iliac crest, and another one is degree of scoliosis. We here with these two things we merge to come to a prognosis that is called as this Reiser test prognosis. What is this Reiser test index or prognosis indicators? What does it tell? Reiser test, what happened? 0 to 1. That means what happened? In this child, the ossification haven't started, or only started only 25% ossifications. Reiser 0 to 1. If this child is going to have scoliosis, less than 19 degree, in the lifetime it can improve to, it will increase to 22%. But if the child is having around 30 degree of scoliosis, what happened? During the lifetime it will increase 68%. Understood? Hello? If here when you talk about 2 to 4, what happened? 50, 75, 100% ossification is developed. That means bone is completely ossified in this person. In this thing, what happened? When there is 19% of less than 19 degree, what happened? Prognosis is very less. You see, only 1.6% progression of the curve will happen. So very small degree here. But if patient has 30 degree of scoliosis, prognosis is high also. So patient throughout the lifetime will have 23% of a progression from this degree. Understood? So that means what happened? From 30 degree, he can go up to maybe 50 degree before, maybe after 10 to 15 years time or 20 years time. Understood? Understood, doctor, this Reiser test?
Yes, sir.
So this is this table or this indicator gives us a skeptic analysis about progression of the scoliosis. So it will make the surgeons or the doctors to think about what to do with this patient. So one more thesis, that is proposed in 1980s. So we can see if date of primary detection, when you detect scoliosis at 3 years of age, the probability of what happened, formation of scoliosis existing what happened 50 degrees, 100%. 3 years you find a child scoliosis, of 50 degree, 100% it will progress. 7 to 10 years it will progress 26%, to 50 degrees, if it is 10 to 12 degree, exceeding 50 degrees only 12% cases, but if it is greater than 12, only 8%. Understand, doctor? So that means in very small age, when the bone is not being ossified, growing, ossification undergoing, so very bad prognosis. So with you all, when you take your bones all are matured, so prognosis with you all is what happened? Considerably good. Understood, doctors? Any questions on this?
No, sir.
Two theory. So after having an understanding what is scoliosis, after you understood the etiology and how to diagnose it and how to classify them, how to think about progress, how to think about what will happen to this patient in the future. In your mind it is running here, so we'll think about treatment. So how to treat this patient? Treatment is divided into 2 groups as usual: philosophy, conservative, and operative method of treatment. Conservative method of treatment, you should explain the parents, if it is a child or if it is going to be an adult already, explain the philosophy of treatment. So what happens? So here our condition is what happened. You should tell with your analysis what you got. You should concretely tell. If it is going to be a child less than 3 years, you should tell to their parents what happened. This child has a very high risk for progression. So what happened? We will follow a lot of what happened, conservative method of treatment to stop it from progression. Understand, doctor? If it is going to be adult, you will tell already. So it is less than 10 degree. Please keep proper posture. Sleep properly. So that you don't have neck pain, back pain. You don't have much more curves. Understand, doctor? So you give education, educating the people about scoliosis. Understand, doctor? So conservative method of treatment, so what it will include? It includes what happened? Medical exercise therapy for your back, plus what happened? Additionally, artificially, what happened? We put either braces or corsets. So how these braces are named? So there is a brace called as what? Cervical, thoracal, lumbosacral, orthosis or corset. So this braces will run from cervical to the sacral region, or only thoracos, lumbosacral, orthosis or corsets. Understood, doctor? So it can be either from the cervical region to the sacral or thoracic to the sacral. Understood, doctor? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about these braces, it will be only for daytime. It will be daytime. It will be nighttime wearing. That means actively when patient is active or every time wearing. Understand, doctor? So it depends what type of braces we are going to recommend to the patient. So here some of the examples. So very common is called Boston type of corset. It is thoracolumbo-sacral orthosis. It's a Boston. Milwaukee is the one that we put from what happens cervical to the sacral region. So this is one more correction type of braces that we can give to the patient. A brace that is worn actively and passively. So when you give treatment to this patient, the treatment, when you first diagnose this condition, so when you give this treatment, it will last for what happened, 3 to 4 weeks time or 6 weeks time. You recommend the patient to wear braces, Additionally, followed by what happened, you give to the patient functional electromyostimulation, with exercise therapy. So here some of the scenarios are given, So patient before this conservative method of treatment, So second degree of scoliosis, it is corrected 47% after this thing, it became first degree already, Or we can see one more scenario over here, 15 years of age, the child with this therapy, what happened? From third degree of scoliosis, progressed to second degree already, So correction 28% is done already, So conservative method is also having its own effectiveness already, So here they are given what happens. So braces, how this braces looks in the people, What I showed you, how they look on people, Followed by what happened, different types of exercise therapy to strengthen your back muscles, I told you already, So the thing is that what happened, if you have very good back muscle, you don't need to worry about your spine. Your spine will be fine until your lifetime. But bad back muscles, very bad. So exercise therapy is being shown over here to think about it, Next, we come to this condition called as what happened? Index Harrington. What is the indication for surgery? So we should think about what is the indication for surgery. So one indication is what happened? Failure of conservative method of treatment. So if you have conservative method failed, it is indication for surgery. Understand? It is understandable. Golden rule. So what are the things that can be taken? There is an index called as Index Harrington. We take Cobb's angle divided by number of vertebrae in this arch. When you have this angle, more than 5 degrees, this patient is indicated for what? Surgical method of treatment. Understood, doctors? Understood? Index Harrington more than 5 degree. So how to do this treatment? There are a lot of techniques. I will start from traditional, very old technique. Here in Russia, it is found here. So they had a distractor called as Kazmin's distractor, very old invention. But it had 2 components. These 2 components are there. You see how they put it. It rests one of the leg less in the iliac crest, another one to the vertebra. And what happened with this? They rotate. With this, they put it in the fold and then rotate. What happened? It elevates and corrects. You see, from 4th degree, according to Jacqueline, it already improved to what? 2nd degree. Understood, doctor? So this is one technique that is used. Jacqueline gave, when patient has coastal deformation, he gave what happened? Thoracoplastic surgery, where what happened? You do osteotomy, cut until the shaft and fuse it. Thoracoplastic surgery, so one thing. So nowadays, what happened? Modern, we have this techniques where we use transpedicular screws and rods to fix it. I will show you later. There is a video clip we'll try to watch together. So this is already modern. Modern systems. Of fixing what happened? Your deformed vertebra. So here we can see already a patient with 4th degree, according to Jacqueline. It is corrected. We can see how the patient was before surgery and after surgery. So practically we can remove completely this scoliosis. Understood, doctors? Understood. One more system that we have is Harrington system. So here once again, this is also an external fixator, in which what happened with this fixator also we can correct the scoliosis. So clinical scenario, patient with 120 degree of scoliosis, you can see how the patient was here. After operation, completely what happened? It is being corrected. So before operation and after operation, So nowadays, what happened? This operation, precise incision, everything can be carried out with what happened? Computer navigated systems. Understood, doctor. Um, Wait. One more thing I'll add. We'll go to the slide. So here there is. You can see the screen, right, doctor? No screen. Yeah.
No, sir.
No. Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. I don't know how to show a video. I had a video of surgery. Wait. Let's see how to. No, man. Once again, I'll demonstrate the screen so you can see the screen. Yeah. Okay. Can you see the screen, doctor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this thing is available even in your Moodle. Let's go through the video. Yeah.
Repair scoliosis.
So
is
here,
spinal fusion with instrumentation and bone grafting.
you all can hear the audio or no?
To begin, the surgeon will begin opening
Yes.
the curve in the spine.
So we make the curves.
The surfaces of the vertebrae will be rubbed to help stimulate the bones to heal together. The surgeon will place screws, hooks, or wires into the vertebrae. Rods will be placed alongside the vertebra and attached to the screws, hooks, or wires in order to straighten the spine. The surgeon may remove small pieces of bone from the ribs or hip bone to use as bone grafts. Other times, the surgeon may choose to use donor bone from a bone bank for grafting. The surgeon will place the bone grafts along the spine to allow the vertebrae to grow together and keep the spine stable. At the end of the procedure, the skin incision will be closed with stitches.
Understood, doctors. Understood, doctors. Understood the operation. Yeah. So this is that schematic operation. Just I wanted to show you. So so nowadays what happened? This surgery can be done also with what happened? Computer navigated assistance. Understand, doctors? To precisely make what happened? This maneuver. Next thing, what else can be done? Yeah. So we should be what happened? Grateful to our spine. Yeah. So we came like this. Nowadays what happened? People are becoming like this one. Yeah. Came after civilization. What happened? They went back to where they came. Yeah. So please, yeah. So one of the things that we have to like, we stood somewhere like this in our life, yeah, erect, and we stood straight, and now once again, what happened with COVID pandemic and everything? Once again, people went back like this, yeah. If you leave, what happened? The patient, the person's head will get into the monitor and come out already, yeah. So that much we are addicted to TV screens, don't know what screens, yeah. So maybe we should take some steps to come out of these things. Understood, doctor? So please, active lifestyle. So now soon spring and summer is coming out, yeah. So please be a little bit active. Don't stay at home and sleep. I know you like your bed, you love your bed. I think this is the loveliest place in the whole world. I think, yeah, a little bit come out of those comfort zone. Yeah, there are much more lovely things in the world. Yeah, go for walking. Yeah, get some fresh air and be active. Understood, doctor?
Yes, sir.
But don't go to extreme. Don't tell Dr. Sam told us to be active, so only we came and all these things happened. It shouldn't be like that. Yeah, everything has boundaries. Yeah, in safe side. Yeah, please do everything. Understood, doctors? So, any questions on this thing? Any questions so far in whatever we discussed? Any questions, doctor?
No, sir.
Okay. If you want to know how to put diagnosis, right? Etiology, then scoliosis. Yeah. In bracket, you will write from where to where is involved. Is it only thoracolumbar region or cervical-thoracolumbar region? Next, what degree according to Shacklin's classification or Lippmann Corp? This is lateral curvature. If you have already MRI imaging and where you can already talk about torsion, yeah, you would write about Mob pedicel method or what happened, Kopp spinous method, how many places, and write what complication or what else is present. So complication may be what happened in the third or fourth degree of scoliosis, maybe cardiovascular respiratory components may be present. Yeah. So because of that, maybe patient lost some height. Yeah. So you will write about this thing. Understood, doctor? Understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I hope you all like next thing. Now everybody, yeah, please put plus. Yeah, group leader, take screenshot of your group mates later in our WhatsApp group. Let me know who is present. Understood, doctor? Who is absent? Just write who is absent. No need to know who is present. because it's who is absent, write their name. Okay, write group number 1, absent, the students. Okay, doctor, take screenshot. You all can put plus and you can quit already. Thank you, doctor, and have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Ciao. See you all. Bye-bye. Let's be fast, okay? Shavin, let's see how many people very fastly quit, okay? There will some 5 people.